Hi everyone, it is Thursday, May 26th, 2016, and this is episode 71 of Serenova Crafts. I'm your host, Jessica. I can be found as Serenova on Ravelry and Twitter, and as Serenova Crafts on Instagram. You can find the show notes for today's episode in the Ravelry group or on my blog, links down below if you're on YouTube. I hopefully will finally get the show notes up for last week. I was really bad about that. I'm sorry, guys. My brain was like mush after that. I didn't record yesterday, which is Wednesday is my normal recording day. Today's Thursday. Because I went to the Peabody Essex Museum yesterday with my mom. And I was out way later than anticipated. I figured, oh, I can record my podcast in the afternoon. Yeah, no, I didn't get home until after dinner. Because we didn't leave Salem, Mass, because that's where the museum is, until far later than we should have. And we got stuck in rush hour traffic, which if you are from the greater metro Boston area, you know what that's like. Basically, Boston without traffic is 45 minutes or about 40 miles away. Okay? Not bad, right? That same trip can take 3 hours during rush hour. I was in the greater Boston metro area because, you know, Salem's within striking distance of Boston. So, yeah. And by the way, in case you're wondering, I did 0 witch-related activities in Salem, Mass. Even though that's what they're famous for, I was not going there for the witches. I was going there for the Peabody Essex Museum, which used to be the Essex Maritime Museum, which was founded, and God, it's one of the oldest museums in the country. Because there was a special exhibit called Asia in Amsterdam. And yes, I bought the exhibit book. I'm one of those people who buys them and then actually reads them. Yeah. So anyways, I will talk about this at the end. But basically, that's a whole big long explanation as to why I didn't record yesterday and why I'm recording today. There's a VKN tonight. Somebody's going to start it for me instead of me starting it, though I will be on later because they need to go pick up the rental car for going to Canada. Because I'm going to Canada in the morning. This is like rush, right? And I've had some other issue this morning that I'm just like completely distracted by. And yeah, basically my paycheck wasn't a check. It was one of those prepaid debit cards. And I'm really mad about that because I didn't agree to it. So yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. That's it. That's all I'm saying about it. Other than I'm like really upset right now. So, I'm just going to distract myself by crafting and knitting and spinning and blah, blah, blah stuff, right? Okay, so, getting into it. I have 0 knitted faux, but I do have a spinning faux. I finally finished that gradient spin. I started that when? March? I need to spin more, basically is the summary of this. I need to spin more. But I have the finished thing right here. I'm going to try to pick it up so you can see all the colors at once. Matt, come here, you. My hands aren't big enough. That's the problem. This has not been washed and thwacked yet. It's just plied. Here you go. So I have 808 yards. I have this cream, this tan, this like medium brown, this like medium gray, and then this is like a really dark gray / really dark brown, but it's basically black. So I am thinking shawl. I have 800, like I said, I have 808 yards, so I'm trying to hold it here. Starting with this color, ending with this color, so that the edge, like where there tends to be a lot of detail in shawls, has the cream, so you can see it well. I'm lagging in the video that I'm watching myself as I record this, so yeah, if you see me pause or move weirdly, it's because the video's lagging. There you go, finished. Yay! These need to get washed and thwacked, but they're done. That's my only faux. Where's my bag? Do I even have that one? Yes, okay. So I'm going to start off with the Mystery Knit Along With, which is right here. If you are doing the season's Mystery Knit Along, look away. I have not yet started this week's clue, but I finished the first 2 clues. So, yeah, look away now. Eck, it's all twisted. So you can see there's like snowflakes. I'm trying to hold it out so that you can see it. You can see that? It's like snowflakes. Because you go through the seasons as you knit this shawl. So I haven't started clue 3 yet. I haven't even printed clue 3 yet. Because it came out yesterday and I was completely like, what? Why is the cat running around? Koki, what are you doing? Koki! What are you doing? Can you see her? There she is. There's the kitty. Hi, Koki. Come here. That would be my iPod. Sorry about that. I had to go get a new one. I had to go pick it up, and because my old one decided it wasn't going to charge, so I had to go get a new one. Because I kind of need my music for the long car ride tomorrow. Why are you? Oh, you finished syncing. Okay. So I'm just gonna do one more sync. Just make sure you got everything, and then probably like my computer's lagging as I'm recording this because. But anyways, back to the shawl. First 2 clues done. Clue 3 needs to be printed so I can do it, and then I did put in a lifeline where she said to include 2, hence the line of green, because that's waste yarn. But yeah, that should be, yeah. Okay, I'm done talking about this now. Let's see. I love this bag, by the way. This is a Stitch by Just a Lou bag. I love it because it's Star Trek and it's got the things. Okay, computer, iPod is done. So in other news, tea-related news, I found my steeper thing. It was at the house of somebody who I house sat for, and I lost it last summer. Turns out I left it at their house, and they didn't get it back to me until Tuesday. So, you know, it's got a built-in screen, so you can leave the tea leaves in steeping. It goes on like this. I actually really like this thing. I got it at my local yarn shop when she had a tea thing going on. So, and then you can just cover on it. So this is going to get washed, and then this is going to be used tomorrow. Sorry, I need a drink. This is Arizona iced tea, by the way. Not the greatest iced tea in the world, but the cans are cheap and you can put them in the fridge. Let's see. I'm going to eject the iPod, close iTunes, and then hopefully my camera will cooperate. Because iTunes takes a lot of power, actually. Like, a lot of power. Anyways, whips. I will actually show you the sock because my purse is right here and I can pull the sock out. This actually got a little bit of work yesterday while I was at the museum and at the doctor's office yesterday morning, which I forgot to go get my blood work done, which is like, oh my god. And I didn't realize I'd forgotten to go get my blood work done until I was walking into the doctor's office that morning. Oh yeah, it's been a good week. It's been a real good week. It's just, I'm ready to shoot someone. I'm not actually going to shoot someone, don't worry. I don't even own a gun. There's no danger. It's just a turn of phrase. Turn of phrase. Don't report me, please. I swear. I'm not actually crazy. I'm just using the turn of phrase because I'm rather upset. So I guesstimated where to put the marker on this because I didn't mark it last week when I didn't show it to you guys, but I talked about it. So, but I hadn't turned the heel yet, and I knew that. So you can see marker heel. This is Blue Moon Fiber Art Socks That Rock medium weight in a Rare Gems colorway, which is not an actual colorway. It's when she dyes something up and she doesn't repeat it. She calls it a Rare Gem. This is technically a sport weight yarn. And I'm getting a phone call. Hold on. Sorry about that. There was a jump cut there because I edited that out. But you got to hear part of my ringtone, which is the opening theme for the original Sailor Moon. I am all over the place this morning. Oh my god. Right. So, Socks That Rock medium weight, which is technically a sport, which means I've gone down to 64 stitches for these socks, when normally I do my socks at 72 on a 1. I am doing these on 64 on a 1, but they're going to be nice and squishy because it's a sport weight on a 1, but yeah. Should be good. There's the color. You can see. I'm actually liking how it's working up. I didn't bother pulling from the other end of the ball for the heel because I'm like, the color has no repeats in it whatsoever, so whatever. Okay. It's my purse knitting. I was knitting on it at the doctor's office yesterday, and the nurses always love to see what I'm working on every time I go in, and they see me often enough that they see different stuff. Okay, so I have my Rhinebeck bag at my feet here, so if the keyboard will stay pushed in, we're good. So if you guys remember, I was doing a hitchhiker out of Lammy Toes Moon Pie Merino in Bad Egg. This is the skein I haven't used yet. Yeah, I just, you know what? I pulled out the project to work on it. I pulled out the hitchhiker and I'm like, A, do I need another hitchhiker? Because I have a bajillion well, not a bajillion, but I have at least 4 asymmetrical shawls like that. And B, am I really feeling this project? Because I'm like not touching it. And I'm like, why am I not touching it? Why am I not working on this? And I'm like, well, I'm not feeling it. That's why. So it hit the frog pond, and it came out again as a crochet project. And of course, the yarn is tangled. Of course. Don't ask me where that comes from. So I have started doing a crochet shawl. Because I do actually crochet once in a while. This is like a thing, right? I do crochet. This is just a very simple pattern. It's free on Ravelry. It's called the 8-Hour Shawl. Literally, this is the entire pattern. One page. That's not even double-sided. It's literally one page. This is the pattern. So there it is. 8-Hour Shawl. I might not do the border on it. I mean, it's free on Rav. Like, it's the simplest thing. It's basically just half a granny, which forms a triangle. Why am I out of focus? Oh, come on. Focus does not like me. Autofocus does not like me. But anyways, it's literally just a half granny. You have the increase here and you increase on the sides, and literally that's it. It's just, there's supposed to be a border where you like single crochet over the whole thing or whatever. Well, screw it. I'm just going to leave it as is. It's going to be a triangle. I might add fringe if I still feel like it, but I highly doubt it. And I'm going to go until I run out of yarn. So this should be a decent size when it's done, because I have a whole bunch of skein 1 left, all of skein 2, and yes, I know crochet eats yarn, but I have like almost 900 yards of the stuff, so I should get at least a decent sized neckerchief out of it, right? Or shawlette. I should at least get a decent sized shawlette out of it, so that's what I'm hoping for. And I'm really happy with how it's working up in this. I mean, it's really colorful, but there's no pattern to be lost in, right? And I just wasn't feeling the hitchhiker. I just was not feeling the hitchhiker. The rows were getting long. I wasn't feeling it. The rows are getting long on this, but crochet goes so quickly that I'm not annoyed by it. So this is now the thing. So let me put this away back in its bag, which I'm going to need a bigger bag soon because the shawl's going to outgrow this bag real quick. Because this is technically a sock bag, but whatever. Oh, and in case you're wondering, the pattern was written for worsted weight, but you know, crochet is one of those things where it's really adaptable. You can do it in any weight. And the Moon Pie Merino is a light fingering, and the hook I am using is a USG, which is a 4mm. Just so you know. Okay. There's that. Then, let's see. Did I work on that? No. Did I work on that? No. Did I work on that? No. Did I work on anything else? Oh. I started another sock. Sorry, this is a magazine I had in there. But I don't need in there. I started another sock because I'm a glutton for punishment. Like, I need another sock, right? And, of course, it's coming off the needles. God damn it. Sorry, excuse my language. This is supposed to be family-friendly. Alright, so I have the toe of the sock. I haven't even finished the toe of the sock yet, but I'm doing this on double points because I wanted to try the carbons, but I wanted to do them in a 0 because my gauge gets looser on carbons. No, I don't want to restart now, AVG. Just go away, go away, just go away. Oh my god. So I have a sock. It's some Schockenmeyer Regia. It's one of the Arne and Carlos colors. There you go. And I'm going to do Hermione's Everyday Socks as the pattern. But here's the very start of the... Let me turn autofocus back on so it'll focus. Stupid autofocus. So here you go. Here's the beginning. Here's the toe. It's Arne and Carlos. It's a Schockenmeyer Regia. I got this at my LYS. Should be good. I think this is the only other thing I've worked on. Oh, I've worked on the gradient granny throw I was doing, but that's in the living room, and I honestly don't feel like getting it right now. It's bright, it's green, it's got 3 colors of green in it. I don't think you guys need to know any more than that. I really don't. And yeah, that's everything I've been working on. That's it. It's been one of those weeks. Let me throw everything back in the bag here, and then I will talk about Asia in Amsterdam, which was actually a really cool... Sorry if the camera jingles. The keyboard tray won't stay in unless you give it a good push. Asia in Amsterdam was really interesting. I wanted to go see the exhibit this week because it ends on the 5th, on June 5th. And I knew I wasn't going to have time when I got back from Canada, so I wanted to go before I went to Canada, which meant going yesterday. So I went. I have some photos of the other parts of the museum, but you weren't supposed to take photos in Asia and Amsterdam, and I kind of started taking photos. Didn't realize you weren't supposed to take photos. Kind of got reprimanded for taking photos, and then I ended up buying the book, which has all the pictures of all the stuff in it anyways. So, but like as a textile, well, not a textile artist, but as someone who does like fiber and a little bit of sewing and stuff. It was actually really neat to see some of the stuff because they have like embroidered bedspreads and printed cotton and stuff, and it was actually really cool. But this is the book, and yes, it's thick. It's quite thick. Asian Amsterdam, The Culture of Luxury in the Golden Age, and I bought the hardcover edition because I wanted the hardcover. The Peabody Essex Museum is where it was at, and where's the little thingy? It's in my purse still. I should have pulled this out before I started podcasting, but I didn't because I'm bad like that. So this is the little flyer thingy about it. It's all about when the Dutch East India Company started trading with Asia. And it's got, you know, I saw that painting, the painting of her there. It's called A Portrait of a Young Girl. And they had jewelry very similar to what she's wearing, like, on display. It was like, oh my god. So it says, explore a fascinating and pivotal intersection of art, commerce, and innovation. Nearly 200 superlative works, paintings, textiles, ceramics, silver, lacquer, furniture, jewelry, and books reveal the transformative impact of Asian luxuries on Dutch art and life in the 17th century. Amsterdam's canal houses were filled with intriguing treasures brought back by the Dutch East India Company, the largest and most powerful trade and shipping enterprise in the world. Inspired by these novel exports, local craftsmen created works of art we now perceive as distinctly Dutch. Rembrandt, Willem Kauf, John Stein, and Peter Claes were also quick to incorporate these luxuries into their paintings. And it's in collaboration with the RIJKS Museum in Amsterdam. Hosted at the Peabody Essex Museum in Salem, Massachusetts. PEM.org if you're interested. This is what I went to go see, and this is what the book is for. So I'm going to be flipping through the book and showing you stuff that I saw, right? So my mom and I went together, and we actually did the guided tour of the exhibit. Because, you know, honestly, it was big. There was a lot of it. And the tour was free with our ticket into the museum. So why not? You know, sorry, this book is thick and I have to flip through a lot of text to get to the images. So do they have a close-up of that plate? I think they do. So, like, it was funny looking at the maps because they are, like, really, like, off. And I'm going to be calling stuff names they were in the 17th century because that's what they are on the maps. So, like, I don't think Borneo was that big, right? Borneo is not that big. And Japan is not sideways. Because this is supposed to be Japan. And it's kind of sideways. And it's not sideways. So, like, it was really funny to look at the maps and be like, that's wrong. But it worked for them. So, you know. Let's see. Yeah, the Dutch East India Company. Oh, this guy. I saw this painting. The painting of this guy was there. He's what they call a company man. He was a guy who was a governor of a country that was controlled by the Dutch East India Company. And, yeah, it doesn't say who they think it was, but, they just call him a company man. You know, and we saw, I think I did see this. Cotton painted on dyed. No, I didn't see that one. I saw something else. They actually had a lot of, like, cotton bedspreads and stuff. And it was just really interesting. And there's this place called Batavia, and I don't honestly know where that is in the modern world. But, you know, it was something called Batavia. Oh, this plate here was what we saw. VOC is the anagram for the Dutch East India Company in Dutch. So, yeah, this book is thick. There's a lot of information here. If you're interested in, like, historical trading and cultural, not transposition, that's not the word I'm looking for, cross, you know, contamination. We saw this guy, too, which this painting is really interesting. Because if you look at it, there's African slaves in the background, but the Dutch didn't have slaves. They'd eliminated slavery. But this guy owned slaves in the country he was in, which I think was Persia at the time. You could own slaves. So he owned slaves there, and then when he got back, he had the portrait painted of himself, and he had slaves, but the painter obviously didn't know that the slaves weren't black, weren't African. And so the guy painted African slaves and not African slaves. Because there were slaves other than African slaves. That was a thing. They did do that. It was just interesting to see the whole phenomenon and how it played out over time. And the Dutch East India Company got so powerful. I mean, it was just... I mean, they had stuff like this made. This is a spice box made out of, like, pure silver. I mean, just absolutely incredible stuff. I mean, it's insane. You know, and they went to Japan and China and what is now Korea, and, I mean, this ivory chest, I mean, it's just incredible. They had this there. I saw it. I mean, it was just insane. It was in an ebony box. I mean, oh my God, it was just, and there's more scenes from it all around, and just, oh my God, it's insane. And then they, you know, and then, oh, and this one too, this has rubies all over it. I saw this one too. This one was made for, this richly carved casket most likely once belonged to the Portuguese queen. All sides are decorated like friezes, and together with the lid are densely filled with Hindu motifs. Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, holds a lotus blossom, mythical and real animals, and elaborate scroll work on that. And then they did make some religious objects for the Western audience. There's a portable shrine from Japan from 1597 that they had there with Mary and baby Jesus. And then I saw this bedspread, and it's absolutely incredible. I mean, it's just, this is embroidered, and it's like it's a ridiculous age. Hold on, do they have the year in here? Where it's from? Bed cover, Guangdong or Fujian Province, China, 1680 to 1720. I mean, just insane. Just the handwork, the amount of handwork. As someone who makes stuff, I was like, oh my God, you know. I saw this painting. They had this painting there. She is a half Japanese, half Dutch woman who married a company man for the Dutch East India Company. That's their two daughters. And she was independently wealthy, and she was considered an insider because she was both Asian and Dutch. Very interesting. Oh, and here's a close-up of her. And oh yeah, the two slaves in the background, the guy, yeah, he kind of led a revolt and freed Java from the control of the Dutch East India Company. Fun times, right? just one of those things. Right? Gotta love it, right? Let's see. Oh, this bedspread. I was like, oh my God, this one was incredible. It's blue and silver embroidery on like a, oh my God, it's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And, oh, I'm gonna run out of time here soon. So I'm gonna cut it short. There's just so much stuff. I'll throw some pictures in at the end of stuff I took pictures of, and what I do is that I'm the kind of person that I'll take a picture of the item, then I'll take a picture of the tag saying what it is, so you'll see that. But I mean, this jewelry. I have to show you the jewelry real quick. I mean, look at that jewelry. Look at it. Just. Anyways, I had a great time yesterday. And I spent far more time in Salem than I should have, and then I crashed last night and ended up not playing D&D. DKing tonight. And I will be full of lots of talk about Canada when I get back next week. All right. Before I run out of time, my computer yells at me. Have a good one. See you next week. Bye.